Today is June 17, 2026. Ended up taking another trade and what? Another break even. Again, another break even. Um, I actually really like this trade. I feel like there was only really one thing you could say really was kind of about it, but I feel like my conviction in DOL was just so super like strong, which yeah, I was super convicted in DOL today. So coming to market open, well, not market open, but the FOMC drop because it drops at 2 p.m. Right. So right here, I had a short bias just because we had a bunch of stacked lows. We had what relative equal lows. Um, right here we had relative equal lows with NWAG just below. We were super and yeah, just a bunch of liquidity below leading up to NWAG, which NWAG is a super strong draw. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so bunch of liquidity below. NWAG is a super strong draw. We had a bunch of stacked lows below, and then we had relative equal lows with this swing sell side liquidity right here. So that's what I was looking. I was pretty short biased. It's just like we didn't really have a gap to take us down to here, right? We don't have any sponsorship gap. We don't have a 1 hour gap. Also, we have this 4 hour above, right? So we could either get this, maybe a short lower, but I was really just expecting us to dump off open. Why? Because we were just super close to this sell side liquidities, and we're technically reacting off this 5 minute, where this 5 minute right here, which is low key just a random 5 minute, right? So yeah, what has happened? What happened at market open? We immediately rip lower and take out all my DOLs, which, bruh, you know what I mean? Immediately, first minute of market open, I mean not market open, FOMC, immediately take out all my DOLs, bruh. I was like, damn. NWAG and this data, these relative equal lows just immediately get taken out. So I was like, fuck, you know what I mean? And then I was just waiting for some type of retracement here, maybe a 5 minute open up. I was willing to take an unsponsored 5 minute here, just because we were like the DOL is super obvious, right? But we took my DOL. So I'm at this point, I'm like, all right, bro, whatever. But what did we end up doing? Again, we leave NWAG unfilled on both assets. What is? Let me see on. We leave NWAG unfilled on both assets. ES, um, again, it leaves NWAG unfilled. And at this point, I'm like, okay, look, I'm still short bear. Like, I'm still like, bias is super obvious. Like, we're like, obviously gonna fill this NWAG, right? You have, you're obviously gonna fill this NWAG, right? So I'm just waiting for some type of con here, right? NWAG fill, like, NWAG 9 times out of 10, right? Everyone gets filled. We usually don't like tap it and then keep going higher, right? We usually most of the time fill NWAG, and this NWAG been, bro. This NWAG been here since Monday, right? We haven't even touched this NWAG since Monday, so it's been like about 3 4 days. No, it's been 3 days since. So at this point, I'm like, okay, like NWAG fill is a deal, like a super strong DOL for me. So I'm just waiting for a count here. So boom, I'm waiting, and then we open up this 5 minute gap right here. You can say, okay, what the hell? Okay, we open up this 5 minute gap right here, and I'm just waiting for this 5 minute to get hit. You can say, I know this is unsponsored, right? But to me, I really do not care why, because look at the sheer, like, this is 150 point fair value gap. At this, you can really classify this as sponsored because this is sponsored by the volatility that we created off FOMC. So to me, if we create like a huge 5 minute gap like this one, right, 150.5 minute gap, right, dude, it's just like technically it's sponsored by the volatility, and to me, like, I'm gonna still use it. Why? Because um the draw is super obvious, right? We're gonna go to this. We're gonna fill this analog. most likely we're gonna fill this NWOG. And if we show respect of this 5 minute gap, I'm willing to take a short to fill this NWOG. And just like the sheer like volatility and just like how big this 5 minute gap is, I really did not care about is this sponsored or unsponsored. You know what I mean? If we use it and we respected it, I'm willing to take a short lower to fill NWOG. So at this point, we tap this 5 minute gap right here, and I'm just looking for a 2 minute short. We open this 2 minute. I'm just waiting for this 2 minute to get inversed, and then we can take a short lower. Again, this 2 minute gets respected, and we come higher again, giving us a good stop hunt. For where with continuations, you don't always need a stop hunt, but right now it just makes it better because now what are we doing? We're generating more liquidity. Um, ES also in this 5 minute, giving us true manipulation again, once again with the stop hunt. So at this point, I'm just looking for a short right here. We end up opening this 1 minute gap right here. Um, we come up higher, and then what do? We create an SMT. We create an internal SMT with ES, where ES does not take out this 1 minute swing high, and then ES does. NQ does, right? And then immediately we get what? Good displacement candles. We could create a CISD with, we could create a CISD and with an inversion right here, which I really like. We also create this candle right here, immediately get displacement lower. So right here, I was super convicted at this point that we would come lower and fill this NWOG. I was just targeting this swing low right here, and on my break-even point was this 2 minute medium low right here, because I wanted price to just dump lower at this point. I did not want price to stall, and just right here, I want price to just rip, just rip and just melt, right? Melt down to fill NWOG right here. This was a little kind of a big trade. It's like a 1 to 2 right here. So I was willing to take a 1-on-1 here, just take 1-on-1 and then let my let runners run to the NWOG fill. And yeah, so yeah, super clean trade. Like structure for me right here is like super good. You have a 1 minute inversion with CISD with an SMT created. Like the move is created by this 5 minute gap, which I count as sponsored by because the 5 minute is like insanely huge. And what we're also at the discount. We're also at the discount of the range right here. So I really like that signature and price right here. So boom, I take this position. Okay, we tap this, we sweep this 2 minute right here. So this is when I went break even, and I get break even right here. I couldn't, and bro, literally missed a 1-on-1 here. Super unfortunate, but either way, like I was so close to 1-on-1 and did not get it. So, but right here, 2 minute went break even, got tagged out of break even, which also saved me from a loss right here. Also, the other reason why I went break even is because I entered around 120, so around here 120. So we had like what 7 minutes until this 15-minute gap would open at my stop loss, making my stop loss less high resistance, right? So why did I not care about the 15-minute opening as soon as I entered? Why? Because the 15-minute opens in 7 minutes, right? At this point, sometimes we leave these gaps unmitigated, and create a breakaway gap. I really don't use breakaway gaps, but like here, I was like super convicted with the 5 minute. But yeah, so right here, the reason why I went break even is because like around here we in 5 minutes, or like 5, and then like 2 to 3 minutes we create a 15-minute at my stop loss. So I had to go break even there because like there is a chance for 230 to manipulate higher and take, and then us mitigate this 15-minute gap. So that's what it ended up happening. At this point, I was also, so after this ends up failing, break even, save me from a loss. I was looking for a short here. I was willing to take the CISD at this point because I was just super convicted here that we will fill this NWOG. And then I was about to take the CIZ, but then I looked over at ES. I was like, I really don't like the structure. There's not really a fair value gap here. You know, we tapped this 15 minute. So you know, at this point, I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait for this to get swept. What do we do? We sweep this out, and I'm just looking for a short here. You sweep it out on both assets, this 15 minute, 80 minute high, and I'm just looking for a short, right? Now we've created a beautiful structure. We have a bunch of LR leading up to this end walk fill and this swing high, swing low right here. So I'm just looking for a short, you know, and then price just rips up once again. So I just got off around here because at this point, my DOL or my draw on liquidity is just wrong. My bias is wrong. We're clearly ripping up, and also the FOMC, the Fed is talking. So you know he could say some random shit, and then the market goes higher, right? Um, and yeah, that's really after that. I just got off. I was like, alright, bet, like it's really young. And guess what? My draw liquidity was right. Um, what did we do? We come higher for some reason. Don't manipulate into anything. We don't manipulate into no gap, no nothing. We don't even take this 4 hour 80 minute high, 4 minute 4 hour 80 minute high. We don't even take that out, right? We leave it unswept, unmitigated. And what did we do? Immediately start pumping lower to this end walk fill right here. Um, so yeah, at least my bias was right where we wanted to fill this end walk. That's what we did. We filled the end walk. It just like, you know, just like out of nowhere, we just start reversing out of nowhere off, like we didn't sweep anything, and then we just get like an end walk fill, right? Um, so yeah, we filled the end walk. My like thing right here was correct around here. Like I don't know why we just started like ripping higher and not take this 4 hour 80 minute high. So yeah, just super unfortunate. But I really like my trade. I feel like it was a really good trade. The only thing wrong I'll say with the trade is the 5 minute is just unsponsored, and like the 15 minute gap opens up at like let's say I entered right here, so in like 7 minutes from my stop loss. So that's really just like it. Two of the things, but I really like the structure. I like the SMT we had it. I liked yeah, I really just liked it, and also my DOL was just obvious and just super clear to me at this point that we wanted to fill this end lot, and that's what we did. It's just like we didn't do it with my trade, and I couldn't even get a 1-on-1. I was so close to 1-on-1, and it immediately got me out a break even. But yeah, that's really it. I really like this trade. And yeah, that's really it. That's maybe it. I did follow my rules. I like this trade. I do trade FOMC sometimes. Today is one of those days where I decided to trade FOMC, and yeah, it's kind of but you know. But other than that, that's really it for today. Um, Tomorrow is Thursday, so I'm gonna trade tomorrow. See what's gonna happen. I'm pretty sure it's just a no news Thursday again, and then Friday I'm off. I'm not gonna trade because it's a bank holiday. Probably not gonna be anything. And then maybe I'll trade Asia since today on the eval on some on eval I have. If something happens, probably not because the FOMC. Um, maybe it's probably gonna be but so that's really it. They follow my rules. 11 out of 30. You know, another break even day. It's been like the third break even on this. Yeah, it's been the third break even. You know, bruh. But yeah, on this shit. So yeah.